Welcome to Monday Movie Pickup. This is one of the best silent films ever created. This is the complete version of Metropolis. I actually have the 1984 version done by Giorgio Moroder as well. And at that time, that was the most completed, most cleaned up version of Metropolis. But then in 2008, they found another copy of the film, and it actually had a lot of the deleted scenes that were removed after the premiere, and so they added them back. There were two scenes that were just so damaged they couldn't save them, but they put in some text to explain what's going on. So this is the most complete version of the film that there's ever been. Just a lot of good themes to it all. One of the most influential films probably of all time. And then we have probably the least influential film of all time. I remember seeing the trailer for this film and thinking this is the most pointless sequel you could ever make because the original was not even that good. And to make a sequel, I saw it for $3. I was like, yes, I'm gonna complete my Without a Paddle collection because I own the first one. And maybe this is finally a chance for me to see this one. I don't think this was ever in theaters. I think it was only on, it was direct to video, and I thought that they just recast everyone and didn't care, but I guess these are supposed to be different characters, so they're just continuing the Without a Paddle name and having different stories. God, that's gonna be bad. High School Musical 2, my least favorite of the High School Musical trilogy. If you don't include Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, which I've never seen, probably never will, but I like High School Musical 3 a lot. I actually consider it one of the better musicals. And I know a lot of people probably are like, what are you talking about? And I mean, yeah, the story's a little cheesy, but what movie musical isn't cheesy when you think about it? I hate this movie. I think this movie was rushed. I think it's got horrible production values to it all. And I mean, the first one's not that good either, but they at least, I don't know, there was something about the first one where they at least didn't attempt to film a majority of it outside. This one they did, and it looks horrendous. And I'm not a big fan of the songs. The story is all over the place. I am only a couple Spielberg films away from having everything he's ever done. And I've never known about this movie until a couple years ago. I never knew that he filmed another film when he released War of the Worlds. I didn't know another film of his came out that year. I didn't know this was nominated for Best Picture. I knew nothing about this. So I'm pretty excited to, finally watch it. Predator. So this is my attempt to catch up on the Predator franchise. I've never seen Alien vs. Predator either. I've seen all the Alien films, but I wanted to hold up on the Alien vs. Predator films until I saw the Predator films. And also, there's a new Predator film coming out this year, which I wouldn't have cared about because, that how many times have they tried to redo this? They did Predators in 2010. Didn't get that good of reviews. But the thing that's really making me want to see the new one is the fact that Shane Black is directing it. So, definitely going to give that a look. So this is The Wolfman. This is the 2010 Wolfman. This was the remake. Benicio del Toro, and I'm a big fan of the original, so it'll be nice to kind of see a different interpretation. This was before the Dark Universe, as they called it, which I guess that's even in limbo now because The Mummy didn't do as well as they were hoping. I kind of wish they'd just go forward with it and just try to make the next couple movies better, because I don't think it's a bad idea to try to reboot the monster films. So this is the Shout Factory edition of The Thing. So this does have, the 2 discs and everything. And I actually, if you look on here, you can see the artwork. This is the original artwork, but I flipped it because I just like the original poster a lot. Even though apparently Drew Struzan made this overnight, he made it in one night real quick because he forgot to make it or something. So Robocop, I found this for cheap. Never seen Robocop. Figured this was another series that was about time I gave it all a look. I remember liking parts of this movie, and then the parts that were just a remake of the original Alien, I wasn't too fond of. I liked Michael Fassbender. I think he was the best part of this movie. Bruce Lee, I needed to get into more Bruce Lee films, and this is another series of films that have all had Shout Factory releases. So this is actually a Shout Factory release. But all of his other movies have these like 2-disc editions, expensive. But I found this budget buy, and I figured this is a good way to kind of see his other 2 films. He never finished Game of Death. And I've heard enough about it to know it's pretty silly, but The Way of the Dragon was one of his other films, and Bruce Almighty. I really liked this movie as a kid. Thought the idea of the movie was really funny. I haven't seen it in years. I've seen Evan Almighty a lot too, and I know that's notorious for being hated, which I never knew. I thought that movie was okay too, but both of them, it's been years. I saw this for cheap and I figured, why not? It's Jim Carrey. I will watch it again. This is one of those movies that I feel like I've seen many times, but never all the way through, because it's on TV a lot, so yeah, it'll be interesting to give that a watch again. I got a bunch of movies this week. These are all budget buys, but definitely a lot of good stuff in there.
Thanks for watching the video. A special thanks to Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to join him and get early access to certain videos and have your name stamped on the end of videos and even request reviews monthly, then please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for the support.